regional differences here in the United States, you're going to run into this exact same thing you're talking about. Even though we're talking on a global spectrum, it happens in regional areas in the United States. So it's really, well, I'll tell you, I learned a lot. Just that day in Charlotte, North Carolina, Walmart.
Thank you. Yes. Sure.
As long as you
So-
put all the garbage in wrappers in the garbage.
So if you go to China and you go to Walmart in China, they will have very, very different products than we have here in the States. And there's a video that you can look up on YouTube where a guy walks through with just his little video camera and films, and you'll see big bins of just loose rice that you can just scoop and put it in. And you'll see bins with turtles, not for pets. Frogs, also not for pets. You'll see, it looks like a pet aquarium, just with several different fish.
Let me guess.
And you're able to scoop out the fish
The net.
and
No
stick it in your
net.
shopping cart.
Do turtles taste good?
I have no idea.
Like dying?
Probably.
I don't know. But so it's very different from what we have here, isn't it? Because the cultural differences. Their food is a lot different than what we have here. There's also, I've heard of in some pizza places where they have pizza that has like corn and beef and different kinds of things. They don't have the pepperoni and sausage like we do. And then another thing about globalization is that two companies can come together and they'll complement each other. Who's heard of Renault, the car company? Okay, okay, we got one. Who's heard of Nissan?
Is it maybe Nissan?
They're the same company. They weren't before. Renault was in France and Nissan was in Japan, is in Japan. And both of them were kind of struggling. Renault wanted to get out into different countries, and they were kind of stuck in Europe. And Nissan was just about to declare bankruptcy. They were just about to be done. And so Renault says, we've got some money, and Nissan says, well, we've got a network that goes out to other countries. So they came together, and they complemented each other so well. I mean, France and Japan, they are very, very different cultures. But putting them together actually helped them to become one of the superpowers of the automobile industry. What's that? They're made in well, we have about 3 American brands, and everything else you see is out of the country pretty much.
German.
Yeah, we got a lot of German cars, we got a lot of Japanese cars.
German
There's a lot.
cars are nice.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Where did the American go?
Yeah, we do have some.
General Motors.
The American plants, we have GM, so Chevy. We also have Chevy and Cadillac. We have Chrysler, which is Dodge, and we have Ford. And those are the 3 main ones in the U.S. that are actually, well, kind of manufactured in the U.S. Originally manufactured, but they also outsource and have products from all over the world as well.
So now we're going to finish by talking about how globalization impacts individuals. So as individuals, how do you feel, after what we've talked about today, how do you feel globalization has an impact on you?
Have a lot of stuff that you couldn't have on
Yeah.
variety.
You would be without a lot, right? If you were able to purchase goods that have been produced in other countries. Anything else?
I would say that I'm not going to pay $50 for a T-shirt, so it allows me to buy more stuff because it's cheaper.
Yeah, you can save money, right? Or buy more, like you said, which a lot of us like to do, right? So some people feel that globalization is actually hurting people. For example, there was a lady that we talked about in our class who worked as like a computer IT specialist, and she was making pretty good money. And her boss came to her and said, we're going to fire you because we've decided to outsource to India and let people do your work for a lower cost. And she was offended, and the pain that she felt made her speak on this documentary that we watched where she was saying, this is awful, I don't like globalization, it's not fair. And some people do feel that way. Some people feel that it's widening the gap between the rich and the poor. But on the flip side, it's actually helping those poor countries as they're developing to get jobs and different things like that. One big topic that we've talked about in our class is that the world is flat. That technology has made it so that the world, you can see everything that's going on in different countries. And that has caused some individuals to want things. For example, like the TV show Baywatch. You heard of that? When that was shown in a different country, they thought, oh, I want to live that way. And it caused, really caused globalization, kind of like Wyatt talked about with one of the forces with the technology revolution that's happening. So we just are curious. By raise of hands, we're going to take account. Who thinks that globalization is hurting people?
I feel like it can go either way.
It's hurting people.
Okay. So if it can't go either way, we have 2 that think it's hurting people, and the rest of you think it's helping. So 34, 33, however many you think. Okay. So, and that's how we feel too. We really feel that globalization is vital. And we have one last activity I just need to grab real quick that will show, kind of show our overall point that we talked about. Okay, so right here I have some cups, and you need to use your imagination for just a minute. And these cups represent different things. So we have happiness, which we want to have at the top. We're raising the happiness level. Okay, that's our goal through globalization. We have innovation. We have wealth or money.
Yeah, money.
And then, do you remember what 3 countries we said you needed to be in?
It was
Asia.
Europe,
Asia, Europe, and Asia, Europe, and America. That's like the triadic presence is what we call it. Then here I have countries, like we've talked about. We have individuals, and we have companies. So I need 3 volunteers to help me. One more.
Come on, it's great
You wanna help
activity.
me more?
Dang it.
And wouldn't you agree that we need countries to participate? Not just one country, but we need multiple countries, like we saw with trade, to benefit individuals. We need individuals to make things work, and companies. We need multiple companies to help here. So we're going to show you that only one of these can't do it by themselves. So we're going to have you be companies, okay? And what our goal is to stack these cups, 3 on the bottom, the triadic presence on the bottom, but you can't use your hands. You have innovation and money that needs to be the next level, because that's what will, that triadic presence and market share will help increase innovation and wealth. And then finally we need to get happiness on top, okay? So I want you to just try, you can only hold this blue thing and try to stack those.
Oh, I see where you're going with
So
that.
it's not really,
It is really, really hard.
So close.
And
you're
it takes a long
good, you're
time.
good.
And our time on this earth is really limited. There's not a hundred years on earth.
So try to line these 3 in a straight row.
This is a great
Okay, good. So by yourself, as a company, you've got that market share in those 3 continents. But now we need the help of the countries and the individuals. So both of you hold, let's see, we'll have you be individuals or probably want to just have you two trade hands. Okay. Yeah, that works. So now let's have you see if you can increase. We have to increase wealth and innovation and stack those on top of the triadic presence.
Oh, this one?
Nice job. So you got the wealth. You're doing good.
Mess up.
Nice and steady. And sometimes
Together, work
It's a
together.
learning
Hey, you gotta
process.
pull that way.
I'm pulling.
There you
nice.
go.
Okay, so we
Without
got the wealth
happiness,
and innovation.
I'm kidnapping happiness for myself.
No, we want to help everybody, right?
Yay!
And then
Good.
some in
So,
Mexico.
okay, now we saw that by working together on that level, by working together, we were able to increase wealth and innovation, and especially increase the standard of living and bring that level, the happiness that was on the bottom level, we brought up to the top. And so that's what globalization truly does for us and for individuals all across the world. So thank you so much for letting us come and talk to you. You've been great. Are there any questions?
Hey, is there a country that doesn't use paper currency?
Paper currency?
Yeah, like we use the dollars and then they have like euros over there. Is there a country that just uses like
There's
yeah.
like pesos in Mexico. and-
But it's all
I'm not
paper.
positive
I don't
about
think
that.
so. I think everybody uses currency.
All right, we'll turn the time back over to your teacher now.
Okay, good. Give me a hand. Okay, next question is they want feedback. So, what did you like?
Where were we? Where were we at?
I like the
So let's start at the very first. Let's start at the very first of the presentation. Can you go back to the very first and get your feedback?
Very good.
We did it very well.
So let's break it down.
I actually paid attention.
Now our teacher's gonna see this. So
That's okay. We want that.
just
He
kidding.
likes this, actually. He likes
Okay.
us to get feedback for sure.
Oh yeah. Loves it.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so what did you learn today about the global world?
A lot of
It exists.
That's a good point, Kaya. Yeah, definitely it exists. Okay. Okay, so let's just keep going. Let's break it down. All the way down. Okay, tag test. What did that teach you?
is not from America. Yeah, I don't think that stuff is from America. Well, I know.
I'll bet most of you thought, hey, I got it here, it's from here.
No, I don't know.
Anybody think that?
Nope.
Everything
I
know, like,
that
that was made, that this show was made in Bangladesh.
Walmart.
Jason, I'm interested in your perspective. What do you think? Guys, Jason just came from Washington, D.C.
Oh,
So he's been in school there and stuff like that. He just got here, so
nice.
we're glad to have him. He's experiencing a little different weather.
Yeah.
So what did you think about that? What kind of things would you see in D.C. at Walmart that you haven't seen here? Nothing yet? Okay. That means you haven't run out of the stuff that you brought with you. Right? Okay. Okay, I love the tag test. That was really good. Okay? Okay. How did you like the activity when you started interacting with one another with the candies, where they broke you up into markets, really global markets?
That was good. That kind of gave us candy and it was a good. And the candy part kind of put you.
Did anybody not trade? Did anyone not trade?
I
Why?
ended up trading a
I
lot
like
and
what I
I
got.
got with
You
the
like what
safety
you
of
got?
it.
Was that okay? Was that by chance? Who else didn't trade? See, you didn't trade. How come? Oh, okay. You like the product that you had. Okay. The term that we run into with that is isolationism, isn't it? Is that some countries don't want to trade, and so they'll just they don't want to do it. They want to keep what they have. Okay.
You never know what's out there.
Not so much now, we don't see it, but you know what? We had this problem called World War II, and there's a place called Switzerland where they stayed neutral the whole time.
They did.
Yeah, they didn't participate. Now, there were things going on there, but we tried to stay neutral too for a time, but Japan decided we need to come in with them, so we were attacked.
Did they pay us?
Did they what?
Did they pay us?
Yeah, they really paid us a lot in lives.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying? So when they attacked Pearl Harbor, that brought us into World War II. Okay, all right. Okay, how do you like the approach here? I do. I like this. What did you think about the hub and the spoke?
It looks like
Did that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Especially the activity brought that point home, didn't it? I thought that was really good. I like the regional area so that you had just a small group that you could trade with. Okay, who traded on every single one? Did someone trade with every single one? Tony, I see you going all over the place. So. Okay, who traded somewhere with everybody? Tony did? We had some that did not. Anybody trade twice? Twice? Okay, let's go 3 times. 3? So that would have hit all 3. That's interesting. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, how about the companies? Does that blow your mind?
I
never thought of.
I was waiting for the example of Chevy in Mexico. The Nova.
Oh my God.
Okay. No go. The Nova car in Mexico was no go. And so they had to change it to another name because no one was buying these cars from Chevy because the name Nova meant no go in Spanish. So they changed it back to like Impala or Malibu, something like that, and then the cars started to sell. So that's one. So this was really, really good to know those kinds of things because you've got to understand the translation. So you remember who else went with us to State DECA? Let's see, Maddie, you guys went, right? Well, you know Jason and Brandon and Blake, their international business plan was a marketing translation business to start in Italy because it's easy to start it there. Yeah, and so what you've got to watch for is things like we were looking at there. Is if your translation is wrong, like Chevy's was, it can impact your sales tremendously. Okay. Okay. Let's go to these right here where we hit all the companies. Can you imagine what happens? What about the tide? Wasn't that great? Way to adapt, right? I thought the examples were terrific. What do you guys like? What did you like best about those examples?
That I know what all of them were.
You know the companies, Jared?
About how Walmart trying to get my service.
That was so sad.
Live stuff.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. But you also have to be careful because some of those animals, they've got to be careful and they've got to be inspected, which they don't have a whole lot of right now, right? And so you have to be very careful when you purchase something like that.